welcome back to my Cyber Phantom channel. Today we are diving into another exciting episode of my TryHackMe walkthrough series. In today's video, we'll be diving into Pyrat. And before we dive in, I just want to preface that I've already done this room yesterday. I reset it just so I can go back through the video with you. So I do have some prepared scripts already. Don't be alarmed. It obviously took me a lot longer than this video is going to show you. And also, if you have any questions or any feedback, just feel free to let me know. So let's go ahead and get started. So I already have the room running, and I will actually, I don't think I have it, but we will do the nmap, run that real quick. Let me just pause the video real quick because I know this takes a bit. Actually, while that is running, I'm going to just go over the brief description here. So Pyrat receives a curious response from an HTTP server, which leads to a potential Python code execution vulnerability. And with a cleverly crafted payload, it's possible to gain a shell on the machine. Delving into the directories, the author uncovers a well-known folder that provides a user with access to credentials. A subsequent exploration yields valuable insights into the application's older version, and exploring possible endpoints using a custom script, the user can discover a special endpoint and ingeniously expand their exploration by fuzzing passwords. The script unveils a password, which ultimately grants access to root. So basically, this is a boot to root machine, but it gives you a good little explanation there and kind of gives you hints along the way, which was very helpful to me, actually. So we'll see if nmap, no, nmap is not done yet. So I'm going to pause again and I'll be right back. All right, so nmap completed, and we do have just the SSH and a port 8000, which appears to be the simple HTTP server, a Python script that's run. However, based on the fingerprint strings here, the fact that the GET is not defined tells me that it's not receiving regular HTTP responses properly. So it's probably something else. And based on the name of the room and the hints, it's probably a Python script that's running. Now, what I did, well, first of all, we'll just go right to the room, and it just tells us to try a more basic connection. That's the only hint we have. There's no other page source, no other anything going on. So there's not much to go on there. So what I did initially is try to get a reverse shell. So I created a Python, I had a Python reverse shell script that gives me a reverse shell here to my, basically just the import socket to Pyrat. And we're just doing the regular import OS system with the bash reverse one line shell to me. So if I create, just do the netcat listener to me, and then run that script, I have a reverse shell. Now it only brings me into the www data user, even though it brings me right into the root shell, the root folder, I mean. It does not give me root access. See, I'm just logged into just that user, obviously. So if we come out and kind of poke around, normally go into the home folder, and we have just the users think and Ubuntu, and I cannot get into either of those. I'm sorry, I can get into Ubuntu, but there's nothing in here that's of any use. This is just the system folder. This isn't anything that we're going to be using. So I've gone into temp, nothing in there. I've gone into, I was poking around, and basically there really isn't a lot of anything. Oh, there is, I'm sorry, but not, it took me a while to find it because it did say well-known folders, and this might be well-known, but this isn't one that I first jump into. But there's a dev folder in the OPT. So if we go in there and we find there's a Git. folder in there. Now, if we go into Git, there's definitely some information in here. I'm not going to open it because I'm not going to give away the information without you having to work for it. But in the config folder, we have some information about the author's GitHub, and it also has the username and password for the user think. So on that note, we can go ahead and just SSH in to that user. But I also wanted to point out, well, yeah, we definitely can SSH in. So let me just SSH into think and the password. See if I can find it here. See if I typed that right. I did not. Try again. All right, there we go. So it logs me in. We have SSH, and of course, if we just ls, we have the user text right there, the user flag. Now, now that we have that, I'm going to go back to this screen here. In this config, there is absolutely details about the GitHub user. Now, I'm going to give you the GitHub user because I'm going to show you why. If you go to his GitHub, there's a Pyrat Python script, which gives us information as to what's running on the server. So if you scroll through here, you can see, you can type in admin, you can type in shell. So essentially, we didn't need a reverse shell. We could have just gone in this way. If I had just done netcat Pyrat and just type shell, we have the same shell. So we could go back to and we have all that same config files. Now, also, like I mentioned in that script, we have the word admin. Oh, whoops. I got to go back out to the admin. Now it's asking us for a password. Now this is where also the hint on here says we have to fuzz passwords. So I used, where am I? So I used, I'm not going to go through and do it. I'll show you the script, but I'm not going to go through and this script here, basically is just targeting Pyrat port 80. We're using the rock queue password, and it's going to go line by line to enumerate the passwords. It's going to strip off the new line from each line, and it's going to go through. Now, there is a timeout in it. After the third attempt, it will kick you out, so it has to restart the whole connection again. So we go ahead and do that, reset it, and then it goes through until it finds the response. So until it finds the password. Now, again, I'm not going to run it because it goes through the first, well, it goes through line by line in RockQ. Now, whoever made this room, God bless them, because they did it. One of the passwords is one of the first few, so you don't have to go through a whole lot. And once you get the password, then you can basically just come back in here. Nope, not that. Come back into the netcat, type in admin. Oops. Type in admin, and then you just type in the password, and you will have root access, which then you can view the root flag right. You're already in the root directory, I'm pretty sure, once you get in there, and then the file is just root.txt like normal. So there we have it. That's all there is to it. So again, if you have any questions, and again, I'm backing up. This did take me a lot longer. This is just a quick run through. This definitely isn't as fast as I did it. It took me probably an hour or so yesterday messing around with this. So it was a fun room. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you.